Hello, Internet. 'Tis I, the world's biggest hater. I hate everything, especially myself. More so than that, I hate when a series gets in its own way. And the series today that we're going to be talking about, you guessed it, Breaking Bad.
Where's my money, bitch? Bitch, where's my money? Oh, that's good. Where's my money, bitch?
It's Dexter. It's Dexter. If you didn't know it was Dexter, I don't know. It's Dexter, bro. Come on.
Bruh.
If y'all are new here, like, comment, subscribe. Alright, let's get it. One of Dexter's fatal flaws, in my opinion, has always been the fact that they try to paint him as a good guy, despite everything. Literally, despite everything. And one of the major differences between the show and the books, well, I guess two major differences, is that in the books, he keeps the kids after Rita's death. And the second thing is that he's really not a good guy, a decent guy. Yeah, he actually trains up the kids to be killers and to channel their darkness. Hey, at least we got some parenting out of this guy. It only took like 12 seasons and 7 books. So I guess my point is just a bigger critique of my issue with transitioning source material through media, and that's the simple fact that you already have a script, so why make a worse one? Like, at that point, it's like a conscious decision. Not that the books are perfect, plus in the scope of the show, the real heart of it definitely differs. In the show, his struggle is trying to become human and still be himself, and he's looking for connections. And honestly, they answer the question of him being capable to be human very early. But for some reason, it's a question they keep asking. Like, there's nothing else for this guy to question at all, you know? And it's funny because Dexter's more human than most people, to be completely honest. So the decision to let the grieving kids leave their grieving father was strange, to say the least. Especially when it just made more sense narratively for the kids to stay. They don't necessarily have to be killers as well, but being able to see Dexter solo parent his way through grieving kids, that would have been an incredible thing to explore for his character, and would really have brought a super strong, concise set of themes immediately following the Trinity arc. Because after Rita's death, like, this is the time to be a family man. You know what I mean? Like, your family is in turmoil. Like, they just lost the matriarch. What was the point of Trinity then? What was the point of putting off killing him to learn how to be a better father, just to give the kids away? That decision never sat right with me, to be honest. And season 4 is a really great season. I think people kind of misinterpret it as being the best season, just for the fact that Rita, you know, it's the biggest death in the series, honestly. So I think that's why people kind of misinterpret it. That's another video. That's another video for another time. On the kids. It's like he just gave up on the kids, you know? Or the writers did. LOL. Like, especially with the support system that Dexter had at the time, it'd probably be even easier for him to kill in Miami. Because Miami Metro operated like a family already. And they were all too dumb as fuck to notice this guy was killing everybody. If Dexter was desperate enough, Batista would have watched Harrison if he needed to. I think he has before. So, with all that being said, I think I found the crux of the issue. I dove as deep as I could. And I think everything, unfortunately, always comes down to one thing.
You get demonetized, and when you get demonetized, you don't make money.
However, some of the best stories are from the perspective of absolutely vile people. I mean, look at Brian. If we had a series from his perspective, people would lose their fucking minds. It's like a money printer or something. Anyways, I think if they took the source material to heart, yes, I would agree, it's not a good move to adapt it like that. Especially not with what the show turned into. Dexter grooming kids into killers equals low ratings, definitely. And weird. Big weird boy energy. The whole identity of the series revolves itself around him trying to find people he can be open with. And after Rita's death, her kids clearly get some of that same darkness. You know? Some argue a parent's bond is even stronger than a sibling's. And Dexter's been looking for this connection forever. And they take crazy liberties constantly already. So why not change things for the better? I don't know why they didn't just take the template of the kids and just kind of fit it into the world of the show. It would have been more interesting than all the other random side shit he does, if he still had the kids, I think. I don't know. The kids leaving, in my opinion, was a huge miss, and it just seemed like, with Rita being gone, she took all the stakes that legitimately mattered with her. Like, I don't know who thought...
I'ma cook up some blondes?
I'm convinced the guest stars are just, like, girls Michael C. Hall is trying to smash. So, the funny thing about it now, though, is that in Resurrection, we're finally seeing Dexter be a parent, you know? We're seeing him be compassionate towards Harrison, not trying to mold him, not trying to understand his darkness and help him deal with it. So it just kind of leaves me thinking, like, where the fuck was this with Astor and Cody? Like, it's a wee bit insulting, no? I don't know. Another thought I keep thinking about what kind of prevented any growth with those two characters is just the fact that I just think the kids were honestly too young than they were comfortable with like writing for, based on the direction the show was going. They clearly wanted Dexter to continue forgetting lessons that he just learned and continue to paying consequences. And honestly, with the added stress of 2 more kids and 1 less parent, I don't think they could realistically figure out a way where this guy just wouldn't snap and lose his shit. Especially with the transfer over from Clyde Phillips. Probably the big reason, to be honest. Which, honestly, I might make a whole nother video about, because that's kind of interesting to think about. Because now it seems like they're testing all of this out with Harrison. They just needed a 10-year time skip, I guess, so they could comfortably have him kill somebody. Imagine if Astor killed someone, though. I mean, she's basically like a Deb 2.0 already. I would have totally bought it if Astor grew up and like became a cop and learned the code, just like Dexter and just like Deb. And she's just like faking her own crime scenes. That would be dope, because like she'd learn the whole dance from Dexter, basically, his, you know, his crime walk, his crime scene walk. That shit would have been dope. I don't know. I think it would have pushed some boundaries in a good way, but that's another timeline, which, honestly, I'm hopeful. I think Dexter's gonna surprise us with the amount of spin-offs and the quality of them that we're gonna get in the near future. So I'm not writing anything off just yet. Alrighty, folks. Well, those were my thoughts. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me ramble about fucking crazy bullshit. Like I said, if you're new here, drop a like or a comment or something. I do like reading comments when there's comments, so do that shit. Subscribe if you want. I don't give a shit. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm working on a couple things right now, so stay tuned. Adios, ladies and gents. Signing off. Peace out.